Hello everybody, Tim Norris here. You can call me GreyElephant.
And this is Carmen Norris.
Yeah, I made you laugh there. Welcome to a quick review by GreyElephant Gaming. Now today we're going to be talking about...
Artificium.
100% Artificium, not natural. This is artificial. Now this is the winner of the Russian original board game development contest Kornai. Russian game.
Okay.
In Russia we make Artificium.
Is the name Russian? Because the name, for some reason, Artificium makes me think of alchemy.
I don't believe there's any alchemy in. There are potions.
Well, and there's crystals. And you take a crystal and a potion and you make a wizard.
That is alchemy.
That's alchemy.
There you go. So therefore, see, you made the connection.
Yes.
Now, what is the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video is that we are going to talk about our opinion of Artificium. Now, if you want to know how this game works, well, we got you covered in this live play right here, where we walked through, we just played an entire game in real time.
And explained what was going on.
Otherwise, you'd have been lost.
Yes.
And no, but we did this in first person too, man. So it's like you're right there at the table. Okay, so we made our little list here of bullet points of what we think of this game, and I do believe that you are first on this list.
I am. My first thought is that this game involves card drafting and resource management. So I really enjoy that aspect of the game, but it's not the same as other card games in that you're not just collecting the resources and then you turn them all in. You're actually manipulating them in order to turn them into other things and make a chain of events.
Chain.
So it's kind of a lighter game, but it's unique. And so I think it deserves its own little niche.
Well, and for me personally, you use the word manipulate, and I love manipulating bits. I love resources. I like trading them in for other resources, selling them for gold to buy other resources. So, I mean, I tell you, it really scratches that itch for me, you know, in that aspect. Right.
Now, I do have to point out, there is luck in the game. I mean, you're dealt 5 cards, and you could be dealt 5 really good cards. Or you could be dealt 5 cards that aren't so good.
The opposite of really good.
And then the drafting, you get to draft 1 card per round. Now, turn order comes into play. There might be one really good card out there, but you're not the first player, so you don't get it. And then also, you have to pay 2 gold for any other cards that you're going to draft. So you can't necessarily draft 5 new cards.
Yeah. And I think with this game, you know, sometimes you get a bad hand, sometimes a good. But, you know, sometimes this game has that oh moment where it's kind of like, you know, I don't think I could do anything, but then you're looking at your player board and you're like, you know, I could sell that sword I made. Yeah, I was wanting to be able to use that to make a knight, but I could get 10 gold for that. And if I use half of that, I could buy a piece of food, which then will allow me to use this card that now I can convert that food into a crystal. I could now sell that crystal, which will then allow me to buy a piece of coal. And now you got the engine rolling. And that's really what this game is about, is trying to find a solution to the issue. And them issues are going to pop up quite often in this game.
Right. I just think it's a lot of fun when you draft a card, you're not sure how you're going to pull it off, and then you figure it out throughout the round. Now, it's not really preferable to do that because, of course, it costs more to purchase goods than it does to sell the same thing.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I would have to say about this game where it kind of lacks is the action cards. Now, not all the action cards. There's 4 total action cards in this game, and I would say 3 of them. 2 of them I don't mind at all. One of them I think's borderline. The last one I think I absolutely hate. Okay. Well, the first one is one where you could play a card. It's an action card, and this action card will allow you to pick up a card you've already played that round. No problem. No big deal. I like that. No problem. There's another one where if you play it, you can collect 2 gold for each card you've already played that round. No problem. Don't mind that one at all.
That feels a little lucky. I mean, that player like instantly gets rich.
But we have passed on that card in the marketplace at times, so it doesn't mean that. It means that, you know, it's no big deal. Now,
well, you're not getting points.
And it's not like you're taking anything from somebody else. Now, this is where I think it gets borderline. Now, this game can be very tight, okay, in that one little hiccup or bump can really put you out of a round. It really can. And you're not going to get any points. And that could really just pretty much determine that you're not going to win the game. Now, this one action card will allow you to randomly pick 1 card from your opponent's hand and put it in your own. Now, why this card doesn't bother me as much as the last card is because you do at least get to draw a new card off the top of the draw deck to replace that card. And maybe, you know, it wasn't a card you needed anyways. I mean, let's face it. But the last card is this theft card. I do not like this theft card because, like I said, this game can be very tight. This card allows you to steal a resource of a level 1 or level 2 from your opponent. Now, the thing about it is you pay 1 gold to the bank for a level 1 resource, or 2 gold for a level 2, and you pay that to the bank as well. So the person you're stealing from does not even get anything. So you're not paying that person, you're paying the bank. Plus you stole their resource.
It helps you out a lot because, you know, to buy that resource would cost you 5, and you're able to steal it for only 2.
And that's the problem there, because in a game we have played, I bought a piece of coal. Carmen immediately, knowing that I must have needed this coal, played this card, stole that coal from me. That put me out. In the very first round, I couldn't play any of my 5 cards. I was done. I had to pass.
Anything, the whole round.
I had to pass. She scores like, you know, 10, 15, 12 points, whatever, in the first round. I've scored 0 the first round. The game's over already in the first round. Already.
Yeah.
So because I had no money, it meant the next round going into the market, I have no resources, I have no money. Going into the marketplace the next round, I couldn't, like, you know, the hand I had, I couldn't exchange things out. Well, there was nothing there for me to do. And I couldn't purchase, so I was really stuck. It was one of those moments where this game stalled in a very negative way.
Yeah, I think that card's just a bit too much. I mean, it benefits you so much, it hurts your opponent so much. But there are some really cool moments in the game, like when you make a wizard or a knight.
Oh, yeah. That's the best part.
Yeah. Those are at the very top of the board, and they're super powerful, so when you pull it off, you're greatly rewarded. The wizard and the knight both give you 8 points each, and then the knight is going to actually push one of your opponents back 4 points.
I like that.
So, you know, that's even more going for you. Now, it affects you more in a 2-player game, of course, because you only have one opponent that you're pushing back. Now, the wizard, though, is even more powerful than the knight, and more fun, I think, because you get to draw 5 cards, and then out of all of your cards, you discard 3. So you're basically getting 2 extra turns that round, plus you've got all these different options.
Yeah, I think the wizard is by far more powerful than the knight. And if you can make as many wizards as you can,
it's giving you 8 points, and then with those 2 extra cards,
you'll make up the point differential of the knight pushing you back.
You're going to make even more points and resources.
Yeah. So overall, I think it's a good game. Okay, and I want to start off by saying I like the game. I really do. I think it's a fun game. I enjoy playing this game. But I will say there's a couple of things I do not like about the game, and that is, number 1, I do not like the theft card. Take this card out of the game. Do not play with this because it will create a sour experience for somebody at the table, and especially if you're going to play with 6 players, somebody will get hosed by that card. Don't play with it, okay? I highly suggest you take it out. The other thing is that because there are moments when this game can stall, when you have no cards you can play and you have no money to be able to buy resources, there needed to be a way to try to generate some resource by maybe saying, well, I'm going to discard a card and maybe I just get 1 gold for each card I discard. Or maybe you could at least just gain half the value of the victory points that were listed on the card, you know, in gold. You know, this card was worth 5 victory points. Maybe round it down. Maybe I just gained 2 gold in exchange for this card. Something to keep it or prevent people from being eliminated in the round, because sometimes a bad hand simply will, I mean, there's nothing you can do to avoid that. You know, you can only visit the marketplace so many times for free before you start having to pay, and if you don't have gold, you are stuck with these cards now. So there has to be a way to be able to generate gold outside of just being able to, like, sell a resource or to get lucky enough to draw the action card. So I think it's a good game, but I do think it's one of those ones that it needed a little something more to make it really, truly stand out. And I think with these little changes, take out the theft card, maybe find out a way to generate gold outside of just the other, you know, basic ways of doing it. And I think this game would have been fantastic.
Well, overall, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it's a Euro-style game, but it's not going to take so much time or brain power as some other Euro-style games. It's kind of more of a lighter game. So I think it really has a nice niche, and I really like bringing it out and playing it.
All right, so there you go. We're a little bit divided, but I think we both do agree we enjoy the game, and I will play this if she ever suggests it. So there you go. Now, as usual, though, we always want you guys to be able to make up your own mind, and that is by watching the live play. And you're going to see this game played out in real time. Check that video out, and, well, we hope you enjoyed the show.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.